Lulu Walks the Dogs, chapters 22 to the end. Except for a while, Fleshman didn't say anything. He was busy untying Lulu from the tree, which turned out to be much harder than he or she or even I had ever expected. Before he was finished, however, he took a deep breath and said to Lulu, "It's not fair to hate a person because he's perfect." And then he added so softly she could barely hear him, "Besides, I'm not perfect. I'm so not perfect." So not perfect. Fleshman was so not perfect. Keep talking, Fleshman, Lulu said to Fleshman, looking pleased for the first time that day. Stop trying to untie me and tell me more. Fleshman stopped untying and told her more. I don't change my underpants every single day. I wouldn't believe the mess that's under my bed. I'm afraid of the dark. I'm also scared, make that absolutely terrified of crawly creatures like caterpillars and worms. I can only speak German to dachshunds and French to poodles. Whenever I try to speak German or French to humans, they can never understand me. I play the flute because I already tried and couldn't play the violin, the piano, the guitar, the clarinet, the drums, and the ukulele. The what? The what? I really don't feel like discussing that right now. Lulu kept listening carefully until Fleshman was done telling more and went back to untying. And then she, looking even more cheerful, said, Terrified of creepy crawlers? Smelly underwear? Can't play the goosely? Fleshman shrugged. Lulu kept on talking. But what about all that goody-goody stuff? The carrots, the sneakers, the smile? Plus being so honored and thrilled? Plus being so smart? That's who I am, said Fleshman. I can't help it. Just like you can't help. And all of a sudden, he started to speak in a very loud voice. That you are really, really dumb about dogs. But you certainly aren't the nicest girl in the world. Whoa, listen to Fleshman. Whoever knew that he could talk that way? Lulu glared at Fleshman. Fleshman glared at Lulu. But instead of an impasse, they had a conversation, a quite noisy conversation that lasted the rest of the morning and all of the afternoon. There was yelling from Lulu and crying from Fleshman and yelling from Fleshman and crying from Lulu and from both of them much stamping of feet. But when they were finished with all of that, Lulu and Fleshman shook each other's hands. Chapter 23. From that day on, Lulu and Fleshman were more than boss and assistant, and more than teammates. They were in fact partners, with Lulu offering Fleshman and making him take exactly half of the money she earned walking dogs and promising to teach him, for only $10, how not to be scared of caterpillars and worms, plus whispering, in a voice he hardly could hear, but at least she said it, that although she had no wish to be the nicest girl in the world, boring too boring, she would try her very best to be nicer to him. You see the caterpillar on his head? Somewhere deep in his forest, Mr. Bee is slowly nodding his head and smiling. Fleshman, in return, promised that he'd give away the shirt that says, I'm here to bring some happiness into your life, teach her for only $10 to understand dogs, try his very best to stop saying how honored and thrilled and delighted and smart he was, and work on smiling a less annoying smile. Did Lulu stop hating Fleshman? Yes, she did. Did Lulu stop being rude to him? Yes, she did. Was Lulu now willing to talk with him while they walked the dogs together on weekday mornings? Yes, she was. And so did Fleshman and Lulu finally turn into new best friends? No, they did not. You want a happy ending? Read Cinderella. This story has only sort of a happy ending because Fleshman is still too annoying for Lulu to love, and Lulu is still too fierce for Fleshman to love. They respect each other. They count on each other. They're partners and dog walking buddies. If one of them got tied up, the other would help. But unless they turn into totally different people, I'm pretty sure they won't be new best friends. Still, the last time I saw them together, they were walking Brutus and Pookie and Cordelia. Lulu was trying to kick some dirt on Fleshman's perfect sneakers. Fleshman was shaking a carrot in Lulu's face, and as they got near the end of the street, I could hear them loudly singing this money song. Larry, Liam, Lester, Lou, all this money for us two. Kathy, Carly, Chloe, Claire, all this money we can share. Money, 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 money. The last time out. I'm sure you have some more questions for me, and I think I know what they are, so I guess I should try to help you find the answers. Question. How come some moms, like Fleshman's mom, change their last name when they marry and some moms don't? Different moms are going to have different reasons, so go ask your own mom why she didn't or did, and how come if she changed her last name, she didn't give you a first name like Anderson or Kelly or even Fleshman. Question. Why in the world did Lulu say comprendes rather than saying do you understand? Answer. She was hoping the Fleshman would think that she was able to speak Spanish. She actually can't. Question. What did Fleshman say the first time he talked to Cordelia in German? Answer. He told her she had won first prize in the International Dachshund Beauty Contest. She actually hadn't. Remember, she's really vain. Question. Is there a musical instrument called the goosely? Answer. There is, but only a Fleshman would want to play it. Question. So what is this super special thing that Lulu wants to buy? This thing that she says she will want forever and always? This thing that her mom and her dad keep saying, with many sorries and sighs, they cannot afford this expensive and wonderful thing that Lulu will someday be able to pay for with the money she has earned by walking the dogs? I really don't feel like discussing that right now, but if you insist, I guess we'll have to go into overtime. Overtime. Question. Okay, so now we're in overtime, and I'm asking you once more, what is this super special thing that Lulu is going to buy when she earns enough money? Answer. What Lulu is hoping to buy. What Lulu is planning to buy. What Lulu is going to buy is a seat on a spaceship. She wants to be the very first kid in all the entire world to take a journey into outer space. Question. That's impossible, right? Answer. Impossible? What do you mean impossible? Have you forgotten who was writing this story? Question. But wouldn't a seat on a rocket ship cost at least $1 million? Answer. No, a seat on a spaceship would cost at least $25 million. But Lulu convinced the people in charge to take away some zeros, so she'll only have to pay $2,500. Question. But if Lulu makes $40 a week and she's giving half to Fleshman, won't it take her forever to earn enough money? Answer. Not really. Lulu says that it's going to take 2 years and 21 weeks of walking the dogs, which definitely is worth it, she says, to be the first kid in outer space. Question. The first kid in outer space, won't that be lonely? Answer. Actually, no. Lulu says that as long as he absolutely understands that he'll just be the second kid in outer space, she is going to save a seat for Fleshman. And they go to outer space.